It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon channel. I would be Andy O'Reilly, and of course, across from me on the interwebs there is Dave Cackley. Caffeinated today.
Yeah.
You are living La Vida Loca.
Podcast 5.
Dude, is it hard to be an 80-year-old woman in a young man's body?
What?
Is it hard to be an 80-year-old woman in a young guy's body? Some days I just can't have the caffeine. Gives me the jitters. You're turning into your mom, you know that.
Well, you know.
What's that commercial where the guy's turning into his mom now? There's a commercial where a guy's turning into his mom, and I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, so what's the big weekend plans?
I don't have anything planned. I got Max this weekend, so we'll probably hit some of the usual, maybe Chuck E. Cheese if he's good.
Fun.
He behaves himself.
Little kid casino action, very good.
That's always good time. That's what Chuck E. Cheese is. It's like the gateway to casinos.
Dude, if kids had oxygen tanks, it would be no different.
It's the same thing.
Chain smokers with oxygen tanks.
They should bring back candy cigarettes.
They have them.
They still. I haven't seen them anywhere.
I got to tell you what, Colton, our one grandson, he loves candy sticks. They call them candy sticks.
They don't call them candy cigarettes anymore?
No, they're candy sticks, and you can get them at Lakeside Emporium here in town. And I think they get it's maybe a quarter or 50 cents a pack.
Yeah.
They're not expensive. But he thinks they're the greatest thing ever. Favorite candy.
Oh, man. I remember when I must have been 5 or 6, and they used to come in they were like little cigarette cartons.
And they still look like that. Yeah, they still look just like cigarette packs. And you know what I miss of candy cigarettes? Remember the ones you could get that had the paper wrapped around the bubble gum, and then you could blow on it, and a little bit of flour would come out, and it would really make it look like you were smoking? Ooh.
Oh, you felt so grown up.
Now I get cigars for $10 a piece. Which I think this might be the first weekend for one.
Really?
Yeah. Cindy wanted to go see the Tigers on Sunday, so it's like, all right, let's get some tickets. And if I got to walk all the way through Detroit, I better have a cigar.
Absolutely.
It's only...
Keeps bugs away. Keeps the homeless away.
That's the thing. Well, the homeless try to get it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you ain't going to use the rest of that cigar, are you? Why, yes, I am, sir. Thank you. I've even perfected the art of walking into the park with it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a non-smoking field now. So what I do is I kind of just cup it under my hand, give them my tickets, and then I go over to the area where they let the smokers finish their cigarettes and stuff and hang out there.
Good for you.
So, yeah, it's our big... Well, let me tell you, last night, too, did a story on the Guns and Hoses charity hockey tournament.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So, good story there on the Muskegon channel a little bit later on today. So, it's already there, but... Yeah. After you get done watching our stellar newscast, you can go check it out and learn a little bit about guns and hoses.
Very cool.
What are we doing, news?
All right, let's get into it. A lot of stuff going on. Of course, got to start with Syria. U.S. launched a series of airstrikes targeting a Syrian airfield early this morning. Nearly 60 Tomahawk missiles hit the Shirat air base, killing at least 7 Syrian soldiers and wounding at least 9 others. The strikes were in retaliation against the Assad regime's chemical weapons attack on civilians.
You know, I woke up, I didn't hear any of this last night, so I woke up to everybody's armchair quarterbacking on Facebook.
Right.
And I don't think this was necessarily the wrong thing to do. I think any president that was sitting at this point would have to do something about Syria because Obama came this close. You know, it was a close shave with him still in office, and I think that everybody that's out there going, oh, Trump. You know what? Trump went on and on about not wanting to do anything in Syria for quite a long time. Yeah. And it just had to be done.
And whoever was president, I think Hillary Clinton probably would have done the same thing. In fact,
anybody.
Anybody. And it's one of those things that has far-reaching implications because it wasn't just about Syria. You got to keep in mind the president is meeting with China this weekend, and of course they're going to talk about North Korea. This is a message to North Korea. It's obviously a message to Iran and to Russia as well. So, and it was the proper response. I mean, you got it killed at least 7 Syrian soldiers, but no civilians.
We don't know that. I mean, it's early details, and Russia knew ahead of time that this was going to happen. Right. There were Russian people on that base that they warned them about this. But, going back to yesterday, I'm really tired of being the world cop. It's just, if you want to fix the United States, let's do that. Okay. And protect us. But to be the world cop,
Occasionally, we got to break some stuff. It doesn't mean we're necessarily.
And like I said, I was not a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for either of them. But as I looked at it all this morning, this was coming, and it would have happened with any president.
Absolutely,
I believe it.
All right. Well, the Republicans in the Senate went nuclear on Thursday in order to ensure the eventual confirmation of Judge Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. The so-called nuclear option was enacted in order to overcome a Democratic filibuster. This clears the way for Gorsuch to be confirmed by this evening. Majority Republicans changed Senate precedent so that a high court nominee can advance to a final vote with a simple majority of 51 senators as opposed to 60. Retired Democrat Harry Reid actually took a similar path with lower court nominees back in 2013.
If things aren't going your way, let's just change the law.
There you go. And this was one of those things that was going to happen.
But Dave,
it had to happen. So
Dave, we're going to drain the swamp.
Yeah.
We're not going to change laws to get things done the way we want them. We're going to drain the swamp.
Well, the law it had already been done before. It just hadn't been done on this level. So, and we'll see. That should get wrapped up later today, and we'll have a full Supreme Court again. So,
I think that you and I ought to run. And you want to drain the swamp? Put us in there. Dave can represent Grand Rapids. I'll take the Lakeshore.
So I have too many skeletons.
Yeah, you do.
Not that many. I have a few.
Yeah.
Like 7. I've got 7 skeletons.
Talk about them.
No. That's why they're skeletons. You keep them in the closet.
Look, dude. I grew up Catholic. Okay, it's almost like telling a priest your confession.
Right.
Go ahead, lay them on me.
No, I can't do it.
Really?
There are certain things that are just gonna stay buried.
Wouldn't have anything to do with the orbit room one night.
Let's not get in. Okay. No, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna talk about that again. I didn't know. I'm not.
Dude, it's okay. I'm cool.
She looked pretty at the time. Never mind. Oh, God. All right. Good news out of Muskegon. Poverty in Muskegon County appears to be going down. This according to the latest report by the United Way. The 2017 survey showed the average household survival budget in the state jumped by nearly 20% from 2014. Now, that's higher than the 14% inflation rate. During this time, over 1,000 families in Muskegon County made it out of poverty. So
I'll tell you something that the United Way is working on here, and I think it's really a remarkable program. There's an acronym for it. It's called ALICE, ALICE.
Yes.
And basically what it is it's an advocacy program for the asset-limited, income-constricted working people of Muskegon. And what it really gets down to, and I'm really on their side about this because I kind of went through it, people here in Muskegon and the economy can't recover if everybody's making $10 an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know a business has got to do what it can to meet needs and cover employment and all that other kind of stuff. But if everybody in town's making $10 an hour, there's no extra income for anything.
Yeah.
I did it for a while, and I thought, all right, with the outside ventures and everything else I got going on, this will be a good fit. Dude, it's like having a chokehold on you.
Absolutely.
So the United Way is advocating that businesses invest a little bit more in their people. They are advocating that, that wage goes up a little bit across the board for everybody, and that in turn will get things moving around town more. And I think it's a great idea. I'm sorry people have to pay more money, but you got to look at the long-term investment of it.
Right.
How many people are going to stick around for a $10 an hour job when they could go get $2 an hour more to do something else,
Absolutely.
Protect your employees. Pay them what they're worth.
There you go.
That's it.
All right. Well, former home improvement star, Western Michigan University alum, fellow Western Michigan University alum, and cocaine dealer Tim Allen said in a recent interview that he was humbled by spending a little over 2 years in prison. Allen said it gave him time to make amends to those he hurt and set goals for what he wanted to achieve in life. Allen was busted at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek Airport in 1978 for possession of nearly 1.5 pounds of cocaine. He pleaded guilty to drug trafficking and was able to avoid a potential life sentence by revealing the names of more than 20 other drug dealers. Oof. He was released in 1981 and has reportedly been sober for more than 20 years.
You know, you said 78, right?
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, but back in 1978, Tim Allen was not exclusive to the cocaine crowd.
Really?
There was a little bit of that going on pretty much everywhere.
No.
Yes. I'm not kidding you. They called it
Get
blow.
out.
They called it booger sugar. They call So, in all honesty, if you've watched anything that has to do with comedy, especially from the late 70s when it really took off, they were all on blow. I mean,
it's still going on. It's still going on now. I told you my Dane Cook story, didn't I?
No.
This was when I lived in California for a year. I had a good friend of mine, Skyler, who was a stand-up comic out there, and he was just getting started. And we went to one of the comedy clubs, and Dane Cook was performing, and he kind of knew Dane.
Yeah.
And we went backstage afterwards, and Cook was very nice, but he was constantly. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah, he's not one of my favorite comics. I never really understood him, and I haven't seen much from him in the last few years. He hasn't
done much recently.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys. You know, he kind of skyrocketed in the early to mid 2000s, and. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he comes back.
The Andrew Dice Clay of the next. Who do you watch comic-wise now? Are you a fan of the Amy girl?
Amy Schumer. You know what? She's kind of. I think she's peaked.
Yeah.
Her last comedy special didn't do that well. I saw parts of it. It really wasn't that good. She was hysterical. There was a time where she was, I believe, the funniest. Not just forget female comics. She was the funniest person.
Right.
In the country.
Right.
And yeah, it just. She kind of hit the skids a little bit. Still funny, but not at the level she was. Norm Macdonald to me is the creme de la creme.
Speaking of comics, Don Rickles died yesterday.
I was going to talk to you about that. We had all this other stuff going on.
Oh my God!
I liked I didn't see much of his stand up. I saw some old clips.
Yeah.
But as a talk show guest, was fantastic.
He was the best. You know who I met a couple weeks ago that was really cool? Mitch Fattel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he played a gig here at the Sherman Lanes. They got a comedy club attached there over there in one of their banquet rooms, and he was awesome, man. It's like two guys sitting in a bowling alley talking, and we've stayed in touch on Facebook ever since. I've bounced a couple of ideas off him for some things I got going on, and he's been very responsive and very cool. I think he loves it here in Muskegon, so I think he'll be back.
Excellent.
Great guy.
That's
really cool guy.
All right. Sports, Dustin Johnson has the early lead at the Masters. It was the Cubs over St. Louis 6-4. Tigers' home opener is this afternoon against the Red Sox. First pitch set for 1:10, and the Lumberjacks, of course, take on Chicago tonight.
We are going Sunday, and last year we went to the second game of the season at Comerica Park. How many people can say this? We were at Comerica Park when it snowed. It snowed on us last year down there, so hopefully
it snowed earlier this morning.
Yeah. Oh, of course, Snowmageddon yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's cancel every flight.
Okay.
Make Andy's wife drive home from Chicago.
Cindy make it home?
Yeah, she made it home. The grandkids stayed overnight, and they're up there sleeping, so we've had to whisper all morning.
Oh, gotcha.
We can't talk loud. Don't wake them up. All right, man. Well, go have yourself a great weekend, and we'll do it again Monday right back here on the Muskegon channel. Take it easy.
See ya.